Hello and welcome for a webinar on thermal injuries. This is an enhanced program on thermal injuries. Let us have a look at today's topic, and that is thermal injuries. I welcome you all for this session. Thermal injuries means tissue injury due to application of heat in any form to the external or internal body surfaces. Internal body surfaces means something going inside the body through the openings like mouth and nose mostly. Actually, the thermal injuries cause destruction of the skin, which results in severe local and systemic alterations. Alteration means changes in the local area or on the systems. This destruction can occur from thermal injury, thermal energy, chemical reactions of different acids and alkalis, electricity shock, and also response to the cold temperature or atmosphere. The management of patient with a thermal injury requires understanding of the pathophysiology, diagnosis, and treatment not only of the local skin injury but also of the derangement that occur in the hemodynamic, metabolic, nutritional, immunologic, and psychologic homeostatic mechanism. So there are lots of effects of thermal injuries on the body. That is why we have to see all of them one by one. Let us classify the thermal injuries. The thermal injuries are classified mainly into dry heat, moist heat, cold injuries, chemicals, electric contact, and radiation burns. So dry heat means flames, moist heat means scalding due to hot water or steam or vapors, cold injuries like frostbite, chemicals causing corrosive injuries on the body due to acid and alkalis, and electric contact due to household electricity supply, and usually domestic, and radiation burns due to x-rays, ultraviolet rays. These are all included in the thermal injuries, but the burns, that is dry heat burns, are most common amongst all of them. The thermal injuries are broadly, that is why they are categorized into two types, that heat injuries and cold injuries. That means hot and cold. Heat injuries are generally hyperpyrexia and local injuries on the body such as burns, and cold injuries are general and local injuries which are due to cold areas, icy cold areas. Let us have look at hyperthermia, or effects of heat. So that means injuries caused by heat. The characteristics of heat injury or dry heat injuries are seen in the following, signs and symptoms. You can say there is a dry lesion and which does not bleed, and it is hard to touch, and it is very painful, and you can see the erythema, that means redness, and coagulated and roasted patches area you can see, and singing of hair is seen. Clothes burnt is another sign. Carbon material is found in the air passages. Vesicles do not appear, but they may be small. Dry, cooked appearance of muscles. Dry and coagulated blood and pink tissues. These are the characteristics of uh, dry heat injuries. I'm showing one image over here which is of dry heat. You can look at this injury. It is a dry heat injury. Already a lot of skin has been involved in it, body skin. You see the erythema, and this is comparatively superficial type of dry heat injury. And here is a moist heat injuries. Now this is also called as scalding. So this is due to hot liquids or pressure of the steam at high temperature. If it is applied to the body, you'll get this kind of injury. It is called as scalding. And you can see the vesicle there, or blebs, what they call. A lot of erythema you can see around the blade. Extensive vesictation of large size is seen, but there is no singing and burning of hair and burning of clothes, that there is, as it is a moist heat. It is limited to skin or mouth or throat, usually where the hot water or hot steam is applied. So mouth and throat are involved because the hot liquids are consumed by the mouth. And skin and mucosa blisters we find. Blister means all these vesicles. Now, corrosive burns means those burns which are caused by strong acids and alkalis like H2SO4 and nitric acid and other acids which are easily available for the purpose of burns. Usually, those are what you call acid attacks in the form of rivalry, or you can get accidental acid burns working in the laboratory or in the factories. Destroying texture of tissue means they destroy the texture of tissue, that's called as vitriolase. Here you can see one acid injury on the hand. By looking, just by looking at it, you can make out it as a acid injury as compared to dry heat injury and moist heat injury. Okay, this is the, you know, what you call typical image of acid attack, acid injury. Now let us see that the burns. Now types of burns, that means burns caused due to flames, fire, that means dry heat, and these are very common. Both they are suicidal also and homicidal also. Somebody is burned by somebody and somebody burns herself, himself. That is called as suicide. Depending upon the depth of burn, you will find 3 degrees: first degree, second degree, and third degree. In first degree, only epidermis is burned. In second degree, dermis and epidermis is burned. So it is called a dermoepidermal burn. And in third degree, deep inside the dermis, so below the dermis it goes. So it is called as third degree. You can see the pictures here: first degree burn, second degree burn, and third degree burn. Burns are very common, I told you, and you get lots of patients. Even burns takes place due to accident. So it is accidental also, suicidal also, and homicidal also. Quite common. You get in hospital there are separate burn wards, because the hospital administration knows that a lot of patients of burns are going to come to the hospital. Every now and then you get a cases. For the sake of understanding the vasticity and extensity of the burn, there is a rule of 9 design. It is called as rule of 9. Nauza name. In order to see the extent and percent of body surface bearing the burns, the adult body is divided into 9% categories altogether. 100 to make 100%. 1% which remains is given to the perineum. So 9% for head, 9 plus 9% for the upper limbs, 9 plus 9% for the front of tongue, 9 plus 9% for the back of trunk, 9 plus 9% for the front and back of one lower limb, and 9 plus 9% for the other lower limb. So 9 plus 9, you can also call it as 18. Okay. So, but roughly, when it comes to small part of the hand, that is one palm, is equal to 1% burn. So altogether, it is 100%. You just do it by heart because it's very essential and is asked in exam. So don't just try to overlook it. If the burnt area is more than 1.5% in an adult and more than 10% in a child, then the loss of blood must be replaced uh, because of hypovolemia. Here there is one image of rule of 9. Now you can see this in terms of image. Here the percentage is given and it is also colored in different colors in order to make you understand what this 9% means, what this 9% means. So for lower limb, front side 9%, back side 9%. So it's called as 18%. But for upper limb, front side 4.5% and back side 4.5%. It comes to 9% one limbs. So double of upper limb is a lower limb. So that is why this image has to be remembered, because it will help you to understand the rule of 9. So suppose if somebody's both the lower limbs are burned, both the lower limbs. So out of 100%, you can calculate is as 18 plus 18, 36% burn. And if the genitals are also involved because they are close to lower limb, so it becomes 38% burn. So area below the umbilicus, if you say you have to take this portion also, you have to go to the 40%. So below the umbilicus means 40%. All body below the umbilicus, it comes to around 40%. Likewise, you have to count the percentage of burns in a case when it comes to you after getting burn, dry heat burn. Okay. Here you can see the effects of burns. The effects of burns are more or less, they are scarring in case of hot burns. Scarring is less in scars, that means moist burns, heat, as compared to dry burns. And curlings ulcers occasionally are seen in gastric and duodenal mucosa. Superficial circular is less than 1 millimeter diameter. Here you can see one image of scarring. This is what is called as scar. Scar means burn. Scarring after the burn injury. And these are very uh, deformative. They cause lot of deformation on the body, and mostly the extension is more, the body gets more deformed. What postmortem findings you will find in case of burn cases? Now what you will see in external appearance, that we'll see first. The skin is blackened, and there is shortening of muscles due to the what you call proteins are at the stake in case of burns. So that is why muscles get shortened, and due to shortening of muscles there is a flexion of the body wherever possible, so it looks like a pugilistic attitude. Pugilistic attitude means like a boxing attitude or a defense attitude also it is called as, and the skin gets split. I'll show you one image of pugilistic attitude. This is asked commonly in exam. This is pugilistic attitude of a body when body is fully burnt, and you can see full flexion of the body, flexion of the limbs also, as if the person is in an attitude of defense, or if the person is taking a position of boxing. So that is why it's called as pugilistic attitude. Or in one word, it is also called as pugilism. Pugilism means flexing of the body. External appearances, you will notice presence of burnt material on the body. You see distribution of burns on the clothes also. You can see the typical smell of the burnt body tissue, and you can see for burnt areas to find out the blisters. Blisters means what you call those blebs or vesicles, food in it. Here you can see one blister. This is a typical picture of a blister, and you can see the reddish color around. It is called as erythema, and this is called as a blister or a vesicle if it is very big. How to determine the age of burn? So immediately after the burn, the area looks red. So there is an immediate redness. After 2 to 3 hours, there is a vesication. That means formation of blisters. After 36 to 72 hours, you will see the purulent inflammation. That means pus starts forming inside due to the bacterial intervention. After 1 to 2 weeks, there will be sloughing. Sloughing means the area of the burnt area becomes slough, that is loose. After 2 weeks, there is a granular tissue formation. That means redness, red granules appear. That is called as healing process. And at the end, the scar is formed when the wound gets healed. What are the effects of temperature on the body? So temperature on the body is classified according to severity of condition and effects on body. One is heat stroke. So in a hot summer season, you can get a heat stroke due to excess heat, or heat cramps one may suffer, or heat exhaustion one may suffer. These are the effects of heat on the body. Temperature, high temperature. External appearances, let's try to understand through this slide. There is a presence of burnt material on the body, distribution of burns on the clothes you can see. There is a presence of smell on the body, and burnt areas, blisters you see. And internal appearance, you can see the marked pallor of the liver, pale color of the liver, pale color of the kidney, dry and cooked appearance of the muscles, dry and coagulated blood you see. Soot particles in air passages are noticed, and curling ulcers are seen in the stomach and duodenum. Heat fractures are also noticed, and heat hematoma is also noticed. Now, death from burn. So, if at all the burn is very severe, there may be a death from burn. The surface involved is more than 1/3 of total body surface to cause a death. So 1/3 means it is almost say to 33% percentage of burn. So general effect of burns, if you see, there is either primary shock due to fear and pain. There is a severe pain, so the person may go in shock. Or due to fear, also the person may go in shock. Secondary shock means due to hypovolemia. Second is shock due to hypovolemia, means there is loss of blood, and that is why there is a secondary shock, or toxemia due to infection, or septicemia due to sepsis. Asphyxia may occur due to inhalation of smoke containing carbon monoxide and carbon dioxide, or cyanide intoxication and fat embolism. These are the different reasons for the cause of death after the burn. Well, what is the medical legal importance of burns? Mostly the burns are accidental and occasionally they are suicidal, but they are also homicidal. The people are burned by some other people, so that is a homicide. And concealment of crime is also done in case of burns. The person is killed with some other by some other mean and mode, and then the body is burned to hide the crime. That is called as concealment of crime. Antemortem burns means if the body sustains burns before death, that is called as antemortem. And postmortem burns after the death, the body is burned. That is called as postmortem burn. Antemortem burns show vital reaction because the body was still living. That is why vital reactions are seen and soot particles are seen. Now, what is meant by heat stroke or sunstroke or heat hyperpyrexia or thermal fever? There is complete absence of sweating and body temperature is raised to 106 degree Fahrenheit and may go up to 111 degree Fahrenheit. Results from combination of high temperature and humidity and high air temperature increasing body temperature by conduction method. Humidity impairing cooling mechanism by arresting the process of evaporation of the sweat, and high mortality takes place and death occurs within 1 or 2 days. So the heat stroke is dangerous. It causes a little slow death 1 to 2 days, but it is of high significance. Heat hyperpyrexia. Pyrexia means fever. Hyper means more than a fever, you can say, and caused due to heat. It shows the following symptoms like dryness of the skin and mouth, extensive thirst and nausea and vomiting, myalgia means pain in the muscles, mental confusion and the headache, attacks of faintness means the person may fall due to feeling of faintness, rapid pulse and hypotension. The pulse rate increases and the blood pressure lowers down. And there is a delayed death by say 3 to 4 days and which may extend up to 7 days also. What treatment you can give for hyperpyrexia due to heat? That we'll see in short. You can, if you have to shift the person to the cooler place or well ventilated place with cold water sponging, the body has to be sponged with the cold water, and the intravenous fluids have to be given to such person along with electrolyte therapy. And in allopathic medicine, antibiotics and steroids are given for saving the life of the person. What is meant by heat cramps? Heat cramps are also called as miner's cramps or say stroker's cramp. The painful spasm of the muscle occurs in this case. Cramp means spasm during physical activity in hot environment. So if somebody is playing in a very hot environment on the ground, the person may land in heat cramps. There is a depletion of salt in this case, so that is the main cause of heat cramps due to loss of salt, you can say. And there is a flushing of face and dilatation of pupils. Treatment for this is symptomatic like intake of salt in the food, and for the purpose of maintenance, you can give intravenous physiological saline. Now, what is heat exhaustion or heat prostration or heat collapse? It is caused by gradual loss of water and salts from the body through sweat and perspiration. Due to prolonged exposure to dry, high environmental temperature, this takes place. In this case, the pulse goes weak and rapid, respiration becomes shallow, and blood pressure lower down. Temperature may or may not rise, and in this case, there is a oliguria, means there is a less urination, and death results from heart failure. In this case, treatment has to be strict to rehydration therapy. Rehydration therapy means you have to give electrolytes and intravenous saline also, plus salt supplements. And you have to shift such person to a cooler environment, to cool place in order to make the person
कॉल भी नाही भेटली
cool.
एवढं जाऊन
Autopsy, in this case, you can see no specific method for autopsy. So findings you can see, in findings you can see nothing specific as compared to autopsies of other death death cases. All organs show edema, congestion, and petechial hemorrhages, and brain is congested. Cerebrum shows flattening of gyri. Lung carries frothy hemorrhagic fluid in air passages. Heart manifests EPI, that is endocardial hemorrhages. Now this is where we have finished the effects of heat. Now we'll try to understand effects of uh, cold now. It's called as hypothermia. Hypothermia means, or it's also called as effects of cold. It is produced by prolonged exposure to cold temperature. And body cooling takes place below 95 degrees centigrade or 35, sorry, below 95 degree Fahrenheit or 35 degrees centigrade. And it causes failure of temperature regulation mechanism. Here you see one image of a person who is found in a icy cold atmosphere and he has gone in hypothermia. Okay. So depending upon the recorded temperature of the body and the severity of symptoms, the degree of hypothermia is categorized into three types, like degree, first degree, second degree, and third degree. In 1 degree or first degree, the temperature is 90 to 95 degree Fahrenheit. So below 95 is a hypothermia. If it comes down up to 90, it becomes first degree. In this case, the person goes in shivering. Shivering means shaking of the body. And increased voluntary activity you can see in such cases with cutaneous vasoconstriction. So vasoconstriction on the skin. In second degree, the temperature goes below 90, that is 89 degree Fahrenheit to 75 degree Fahrenheit. And there is a cessation of shivering, so there is no longer shaking of the body. But there is a fall in basal metabolic rate, and there is fall in blood pressure, and there is a deterioration of consciousness, means the persons try to lose their consciousness at such level of temperature. And the severe condition is degree 3, where the temperature falls below 75 degree Fahrenheit. Okay, and there is a complete failure of temperature regulation mechanism of the body, and the person goes in loss of consciousness with irreversible fall in blood pressure. The blood pressure falls in such a low level that there is no chances of rising it again. And the clinical features of hypothermia, I'll try to understand in short. Body is cold to touch, and there is a stiffening of the neck muscles, and shallow and irregular respiratory movements you see in this. Semi-consciousness and responding only to the painful stimuli you can see in such cases. And there is hypotension. The skin becomes pale, but there are red patches over the skin. Hemorrhagic tendencies seen in such cases like blood-stained vomiting or diarrhea, plus chest infection. What are the local injuries caused by the cold? So if the person is exposed to cold temperature, see this image I am showing where the head is exposed to cold temperature, and you can, in such cases, you can see a cold injury called as frostbite. It is called as a frostbite, and it is mainly it mainly affects the exposed parts of the body, such as nose, ears, fingertips, toes tips, may show localized effects in all the projecting organs of the body or parts of the body. And the blister lesions may be superficial, involving skin and the subcutaneous tissue. And there is a necrosis of the tissue. This frostbite leads to necrosis. When in this case, the temperature outside the body is usually 0 degree temperature and below. Here you can see the frostbite has turned into necrosis. Now these fingers have tips have necrosed. This will not be restored again. They have to undergo surgery and it has to be amputated. Amputates करावं लागतं कारण हे आता मेलेली बोटाची टोक आहेत. So frostbite is very dangerous to cause disability. And here you can see frostbite leading to necrosis on the tip of fingers, on the exterior part of the ear, and also you can see beginning here on the toes. Another local injury due to cold temperature is immersion food. It is also called as trench food because prolonged exposure of extremities takes place in cold sea water or cold trenches for many hours. For many hours produces immersion food. The person working in cold sea water, or if he is exposed to the such places, immersion food is another injury. Here the temperature is again usually below the 0 degree temperature. That water I mean to say. Okay. What treatment you will give in such cases? We have to hospitalize that patient, take that patient to the hospital, put him on the O2 inhalation, and gradual re-warming of the body has to be done. And in case of severe cases, life-saving drugs in allopathic medicine like antibiotic steroids are given. There is a separate topic on heat and cold injuries as far as homeopathic therapeutics is concerned. What autopsy findings you'll find in such cases of hypothermia that we will see now, mainly due to vasoconstriction and stagnant anoxia. You will find external and internal features. In external feature, there is a pink skin, there is a cutaneous erythema, that means redness. There is gangrene of fingers and toes. You saw those in the pictures. There is edematous face and arms and legs in the beginning. And internally, all the internal organs, they may go into congestion. And there is a focal hemorrhages of pancreas and cardiac dilatation is also seen. Hemorrhagic erosion of gastrointestinal mucosa may be seen, and droplets of fats in liver, spleen, and kidney is seen. Now we have finished hypothermia. Now we'll go to electric burns that cause due to electricity energy. Now they are called as electrical energies. Electric current may be direct or alternating. So alternating current is more dangerous than direct current. For that, you should have some basic knowledge of electricity supply, because everybody has electric supply in the house. Current ranging from 220 to 240 volts is domestic supply. So usually it causes death because see the voltage. Less than 50 voltage, death is uncommon. So by voltage, we have to differentiate different electric burns. So kinds of electric burns which we notice are contact burn, spark burn, and flash burn. In contact burn, there is a close contact to the electricity supply. Point of entry looks raised like blister containing gas or fluid. Point of exit produces lacerated or puncture wound. Spark skin. Yes, in spark burn you see poor or intermittent contact and a dry pitted lesion surrounded by yellow parchment scab is seen. In case of flash burn, where it happens due to without actual contact with high voltage of electricity, more than 1000 voltage. So without actual contact. Try to understand this through pictures later on. Electric burns you can see through these two images. There is local whitening, zone of hyperemia you see, change of blister you see, dried and wrinkled skin you see, scorched and blackened skin is seen, explosively splitting of clothes is also seen. In case of flash burn, there is a charring of tissues with carbonization. There is brownish discoloration of skin. There is arborescent pattern due to passage of current through the blood vessels and branches of tree. Crocodile skin appearance is also seen with multiple spark burns over the large area of skin. Here you can see a flash burn. This is the injury image showing you a flash electric burn where there is no direct contact. Flash has caused this injury. Now, due to low voltage current injuries, where the voltage is less than 1000, you see the generalized muscular spasm, and there is a sudden death may occur in case of current passing through the heart and respiratory centers. So, person dies on the spot. The burn area is dry, charred, insensitive. Signs of inflammation are devoid, and line of demarcation is seen in this case. Skin ridges are flattened, and metallization may be present. Metallization of all the metals which are found on the body, like wrist or like rings on the body, they get metallized. Here you can see low voltage contact injury. This is a low voltage contact injury. Now we'll try to understand high voltage injury, where the voltage is more than 1000. Injuries resemble like a bullet or a stab or a cut wounds. There are small balls of molten metals may carry deep into the tissues, and conduction of current through blood stream causes coagulation of the blood, and blockage of the vessels lead to gangrene also. Here you can see a gangrenous high voltage electric burn injury. This is quite sufficient to explain you the high voltage electric burn. This is how it looks like. One image is enough. Now the last part is lightning burns or thunderstorm burns due to atmospheric electricity. Lightning means it is a natural electrical discharge in the atmosphere due to the friction of the clouds is called as lightning or lightning flash, and it is electric discharge from cloud to earth. Lightning has 100 to 1000 million volts of electric energy, and here you can see one image of lightning which is attracted towards the metal, and in this case the body charred and skin is burned, and arborescent marking is again seen here. So what is arborescent? Means branches of tree like that you'll see in the picture. Now I'll show you one picture here, because the current passes through the blood vessel, that is why it looks like that. And there is magnetization of metallic articles which are worn on the body, like rings, spectacle frames, keys, watches, due to tremendous heat. And there is a cardiac failure. A rupture of tympanic membrane of the ear occurs because the sound is so loud that it ruptures the tympanic membrane, that is eardrum, and the bones get fractured, tones get closed, and person dies immediately. And this is how the lightning tree-like appearance, what you saw earlier, that word, that is arborescence appearance. You can see the branching pattern here. This is a typical picture of lightning injury. The person is still alive, that means he is not exposed to that much of electric energy here, but mostly people die due to direct contact with that lightning. And the postmortem appearance, they show externally some body signs with rigor mortis appear soon and pass off quickly. So person dying due to lightning shows immediate rigor mortis, and also it also passes off quickly. Internally, pulmonary hemorrhage, pulmonary edema, parenchymal necrosis, and fractures of bones is seen in case of lightning deaths. And we have almost completed, and this is a taser gun where there is an electric shock is given to the people, usually by the defense personnel, police and military people have that in order to apprehend the criminals. And this can also cause injury, plus this if it is used improperly, this can also cause death. This is called as a taser gun. It comes under electrical burns and injuries. With this, we have ended the thermal injuries full topic today, and I thank you all for watching it patiently. If you have any questions, you can ask me now. We have still little time in our hand. Today I am able to complete this topic in one shot. One or two short notes may be asked on this topic, or MCQ may come in your exams, because MCQ are to be started by the university very soon. That is why I try to read it from your source books or textbooks for more details. If you want to have any question, if you want to ask any questions, you can ask me. Yes. No questions. Thank you and thanks a lot. And see you again tomorrow morning with a new topic. Have a nice day.